Hi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritual Side of Virginia. It's so good to be with all of you here today. The mentors have selected a message for us to start from the book The, the Way, the Truth, and the Life, psychographed by the manual through the blessed hands of the medium Chico Xavier. Message number one: time. The one who regards a particular day as special does so unto the Lord. Paul in Romans chapter 14, verse 6. And the message says, most people still do not realize the infinite worth of time. In fact, there are those who misuse this divine gift. They believe that the wealth of blessings they receive are owed to them by God. It would be fair to ask them their reason for such a presumption. Since universal creation is everyone's legacy, it is right for everyone to enjoy life's possibilities. Even so, people do not usually think about the harmonious circumstances that work together for the benefit of their personal spiritual growth. Of course, every person can depend on time. But what if this time is without light, without balance, without health, without work? Despite how important this question is, it is important to remember that there are very few people who actually make good use of their day, whereas the ranks of those who go about wasting theirs in every possible way are on the increase. The old saying, just killing time, reflects people's unconscious awareness of this fact. In most obscure corners of the earth, there are people wasting sacred opportunities. Nevertheless, in this execution of the divine laws, one single day of peace, harmony, and enlightenment is highly important for human concourse. Those who want things done immediately clamor, time is money. But later they have to restart all their uncompleted undertakings on the ladder of reincarnation. That is why people do and undo, why they build and tear down, why they take the learning process lightly and recapitulate with difficulty as they acquire experience. In nearly every area of evolution, we see the wasting of opportunities complicating the pathways of life. However, many centuries ago, the apostle told us that time belongs to the Lord.
So let us all now, right? What do we do now, Virginia? What do we do now? Oh, together, right? Praying together is very tricky because we need to think together, and each one of us has an inner prayer. We need to renounce that inner prayer and join forces, praying together, following the words and the feelings, closing our eyes and feeling the presence of God in us. Dear God, our world is so beautiful. You have given us abundant resources, and yet violence and aggression remains. Selfishness. And we're so tired of it all. We want to change using your concession of time in wiser manner. We visualize Your messengers, the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists here present, providing us with new nourishment, with new strength, with deep therapy for our minds and bodies. Feeling the joy of your loving energy medicine, we think of those who could not come, those who have their names in the book of prayer, those who are with us over the internet, live and on demand. We wish them all blessings always. With your guidance, protection, and permission, we begin our therapeutic educational session today. And so be it. Not that hard. I have a question. What day is today? What day number wise? Think. It's December. The month of December is 12, right? The day is, what day is today? 31st. So 12. Think about it. Visualize. 1, 2, 3, 1. And what is the year? So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Today is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What does that mean? The last day of the year, that's what it means. Hopefully, tomorrow it's going to be a new day, new year. And it's not only a new day, new year. What happened to the earth to complete a year? You know, right? To make it a year, what happens to the earth? What does the earth need to do? The sun. So it's real. It's one complete cycle. So this is not any day. This is a big deal. Big deal. So that's why some of you were going to be there with Miss Daisy, Miss Karen. Some of us were going to be here to learn more about this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Let's go, friends. Enjoy. It's okay. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the party head. It's Charlie Brown. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. Beautiful children. Beautiful children. All right. We're talking about time today. It's about time that we talk about time, right? Yes. Because we're talking about a new beginning. And is it a new beginning? We're always in a rush, going places. But you know, says Humberto de Campos, and then later repeated in a beautiful poem by Maria Dolores through Chico Xavier, a poetess in Brazil who came through him and wrote a beautiful poem about that passage when Jesus was carrying his cross before crucifixion. It wasn't easy. Some people think that he didn't feel pain, but make no mistake, he was in a human body. He came to show us what it is to be human. And human life encompasses pain. As a neuroscientist who studied pain for more than 18 years, we say that pain is our sixth sense because they are not spiritists. Sixth sense is mediumship. But pain is also a sensation that encompasses a perception. And Jesus knew better than us what to do with that pain, not to turn into suffering. He knew it. There was a difference. Pain and suffering, which is the interpretation of pain. It varies. It's very subjective. When we study in science, we see that there are different components to pain. There is what we call a cognitive component. There is another one that is an emotional component, and that's where we vary a lot. The same pain is felt differently by people. Jesus, when he was carrying the cross, he wasn't suffering. That's the difference between him and us. He felt the pain because of the body, but the way he interpreted it didn't lead him to suffering. Because unlike us, when we go through problems, we think, if I'm going through this, I think I'm being punished because I did something wrong. And then we suffer. It's wrong. Jesus said some things we go through just because. If we go to the book, Action and Reaction, we're going to learn in the Spiritist science that there are three types of pain. Pain evolution. What's pain evolution? You go to the gym, work out. Next day, soreness, wonderful pain. That pain, we don't complain because we know it's the pain of growing muscle. Wonderful. But that's pain evolution. Sometimes our kids will tell us, I don't like math. What do you know about it? You don't like something you don't know. You like or dislike when you know. Keep going, you see that you're going to love it. Pain evolution. We don't know, we shoo it away. But keep doing it, boom, we ace at it. We need to love pain evolution. It's the pain of doing the new. Sometimes that's how it is. There is another type of pain that is very common to us, and that's the pain that we usually feel, which is pain expiation. What is pain expiation? Karma. That pain that we suffer because we made others suffer. But that pain has a different feeling. It comes with guilt, shame, very different from pain evolution. Pain evolution is kind of happy because you know you're growing. Pain expiation usually comes with a lot of colors of guilt, shame. So this is how we can discern by the feelings. But there's a third type of pain. Pain assistance. Who knew that the good spirits can help us by bringing some discomfort? So we avoid greater problems in the future. We're thinking, think I'm going to, come on, guy, let's drink tonight, New Year's Eve. And then in the middle of afternoon, you have an immense headache, you can't leave your house. And you think, man, I can't believe I have this migraine, this headache, what is this? It's the good spirit saying, you better stay here and not get complicated there. Pain assistance. But pain assistance is only for those who merit. And how do I discern from the other types of pain? It's that thing that blocks you from doing other things that you want to do and you can't do. Maybe you're not supposed to do. In this journey, Jesus was experiencing extreme affliction because of the crowd. He was feeling very melancholic for people. He was walking after being beaten up brutally. The cross was heavy. At some point, he falls. And the crowd is merciless, telling him to stand up, to keep going. The Roman soldiers are saying, come on. They know he can't do it by himself at this point. So they quickly see a man who is tall and strong and get him. He is passing by. One of the passers-by, Simeon, he's passing by. Say, come, you have to help him. He's like, I can't. I have to go home. You have to help him. He doesn't even know who that is. He goes there. The soldiers are brutal. They say, you dog, you go and help him. He goes, start carrying the cross. And then he starts listening to Jesus murmuring. What was Jesus saying? He said, who is this man? Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. He keeps repeating it. He turns to him and realizes, oh my gosh. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, he said, while carrying the cross with Jesus. Can you imagine the honor for us, huh? For them? But then he realizes and he says, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it. I know you're innocent. But I tell you, you know why I didn't want to come here to shoulder this cross with you? Because at home, I have a mother. I have a daughter, sorry, I have a daughter who is mute and deaf, and she depends solely on me. I just left from work. I have to quickly go home because if I'm not there, I don't know what's going to happen to her. Sometimes she leaves and she doesn't know where she's going. It's dangerous. Jesus, say, Maria Dolores, that in spite of his physical weakness, he gains strength and turns to him and blesses the man and says, Simeon, blessed are you for your faith. For those who help others will be helped as well. That's it. He doesn't say anything else. He says, thank you very much. I have to go. Boom. He leaves. Jesus continues. When Simeon leaves, he's crushed. He's crying all the way home, knowing what was being done. But he can't help it. Now he needs to see his daughter. When he's approaching his house, she comes screaming, Dad, I finally can see the garden of life. And then Maria Dolores says, those who help others, even if involuntarily, even if they don't want to, they will receive the light of heavens. Simeon thought he didn't have time. He said, I have to go home. I need to do this. But life said, you need to do that. And that helped him forever in his house. That short period of time that he used involuntarily helping another brought into his life a new moment. So the question for us is this: how can we better manage our time to maximize this selfless movement towards others? At Jesus' time, people were in awe by all the things that were happening around, to the point that one day before that crucifixion, when he was at Peter's home, and Peter had many people coming to his house, and regarding the use of time and regarding the miracles of life, John's mother asked Jesus, "How? What is your secret to doing all that you do, healing people, helping people? Can you please tell us of this lucky charm that you have, the talisman? What is it?" And for those who want to read more carefully, if you don't have the book Jesus in the Home, you can have on Kindle. I have it right here with me. You can read it every day on the go, wherever you are. If you want, you can listen at cardiac radius because we have a playlist about this too. And it's chapter 22. It says that Jesus rested his piercing look on the woman and said laughingly. You never imagined Jesus saying this way, huh? Because we think Jesus is always stern. He's never stern. He's fun and funny and kind and loving and determined and courageous, all in the same person. He says, "Yeah, in fact, I do know." He was a funny man. He said, "I do know of a talisman that has wondrous powers." Can you visualize Jesus saying that? Saying, what is the secret to this that you do? Since you're teaching us here, he's a master. He's teaching how to do what he did. So how do we do it? He said, look, by taking advantage of this lucky charm that has miraculous resources, one can begin acquiring all of the blessings of our Father. Mamma mia, what is that? Now I want to know, what is this? This lucky charm enables anyone to discover the treasures of love. It unveils understanding, opens the door to revelations of art and science. It offers the possibility of radiant communion with the divine sources of life. It invites the blessings of meditating on holy things. It reestablishes relationships. It discloses passages of light. And it keeps going on and on. And then she asked, what else does it do? Well, we need to do what else because it's already much, huh? And after smiling, he continued. Jesus is always smiling. When people don't know Jesus, they don't know, because if they know, they want to sit with him and have tea and breakfast, lunch and dinner, go to work with him because he's the best companion. Very easygoing. No demands. He demands nothing. He says, without this divine talisman, it is impossible to start any work of light and peace on earth. The author who saw the scenes, because everything we do is recorded, whether we like it or not, it's registered first in our minds, then in the universe, and we can go back and recap The author of this book is Neo Lucio, and he saw the scenes. He describes that at this moment people were amazed. When the wife of Zebedee, the parents of John and James, she asked, "But Master, where can we get such blessing? We need this bringer of happiness." You want it? Me too. Everybody wants it. Where can we buy? Is it at Amazon? Right? Where is it? Then Christ added good naturedly, this blessed talisman is something we all have. It is the time we're going through. Each minute of our soul is cloaked in prodigious hidden power when we learn how to use it for the infinite good. Because every rise and every fall, every victory, every defeat, all begin with the collaboration of the day. Time is the divine talisman that we should avail ourselves of. Time. He said, he brings us art and science. If you talk to the genius of art and sciences, they use their time wisely. I've met many wonderful scientists, Nobel Prize. I ask them why we're sleeping on a Sunday. They're working. While we are on our holidays, they are thinking about their discoveries. They are using time wisely. But unlike Jesus, who was the genius of time, John Tomorrow was bad about it. You know the story of John Tomorrow. That's in the book 15 Cases of Previous Lives by Amalia Domingo Soler, the Spanish medium. It's also on Kindle, it's also at Amazon. And it says, John Tomorrow was a spoiled boy. He was the only child. The mother was spoiling him. The father's well. He didn't learn how to write and read. By 20 years of age, his uncle comes and says, "What's happening to this boy? Are you crazy? He doesn't work. He doesn't study. Doesn't do anything. What's going to happen to his life?" And this is a true account. And this is not a tale. It's a true story. John Tomorrow, of course, wasn't called John. He was called Juan because he was in Spain. But for us, he's John, not John the Rosa. And John Tomorrow, he got his nickname because everything he needed to do, he said, "I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, another day." So the uncle finally convinced the parents and said, "Allow me to teach him, huh? Come with me. I'm a merchant. We're going to sail. You come with me. You're going to learn to write, to read, to work." He came. He got better. But then he received a letter from the mother saying, "Quickly, come back because your father's dying. You need to come to help me. We have a farm and everything." He came late because by the time he had to travel, no airplanes, just sailing, carriages. He was having promised, "Tomorrow I'll do it." And then he missed the day, had to wait for months. By the time he comes, the father's dead. For the first time in her life, the mother was deeply disappointed in him, saying, "For the first time, I agree I did a bad job. You have no notion of responsibility." He was feeling defeated, but then with love in the family, everything turns around. He started helping the mother a little bit and found a fiancée that he liked, promised to marry her, till he got a letter from the uncle saying, "Come, you're the only heir, you have to come. I'm going to give everything to you." So he goes all the way back. It took him more than a year. He never wrote a letter because he said, "I'm not going to write today, tomorrow." And he forgot that people had no phone, no cell phone, no phone, no internet, no social media to say what's happening to him. So they thought he died. Well, the fiancé said, "If I'm not going to be his wife, I'm going to be nobody's wife. I'm going to be a nun." That's what she decided to do. On the very day that she's giving her vows in the church to become a nun, he shows up out of the blue. He shows up. When the mother sees him, she fainted. She's like, "Is he a ghost?" When the fiancée saw him, she went to the second floor of the church and committed suicide because she said, "I just gave my vows. If I cannot be with him, I'm going to be nobody's." Boom. She died. When the mother saw it, she fell ill, died. She got all the inheritance from the father and the uncle. No fiancé. He's still allowing things to be done tomorrow. He has no muscle, right? Moral muscle, neither physical muscle. He loses everything. All the money because he didn't work, he didn't do anything. He loses it all and becomes a homeless. Yesterday we were seeing our homeless in DC. Then we stopped by at a local shelter by the New York Presbyterian Church. And then we caught our breath because we saw the reality there. Brutal. It's brutal. And we asked them, right? What do you guys need? And the woman said, "We need people to come and serve the meals. We have no volunteers." But the environment is terrible. Today, before coming here, we were doing an experience at a local shelter in Reston, serving breakfast. More than 100 people. Only one woman to serve if we were not there. God knows how she's going to do it. Why we're saying this? Tomorrow, she's going to be by herself, Maria, serving. If people want to volunteer to go there and serve in Reston, let me know. It's from 8 to 9 o'clock, on the clock, 8 to 9. You are there 7:30 to help, 9, 9:30 you leave if you want to go. How do these people end up in a shelter? Like John tomorrow? Maybe. We don't know, but it could be. John tomorrow ended up a homeless, and people were bullying him because everybody knew of his ways, his attitude in life. So they named him Juan Mañana, John tomorrow. And he would beg for food. They would say, "Come tomorrow." That's so sad, right? Come tomorrow. Then he got sick. And instead of walking to a local hospital, he said, "Tomorrow, do it." He died feet away from the hospital. And you think the story ended there? No, because he always left for tomorrow. When his body was being buried, it was raining. The guys knew of him and said, you know what? We're going to bury him tomorrow. That's the tragedy of our lives when we leave things for tomorrow. As Mentor Joseph always tells me, Vanessa, tomorrow doesn't exist yet. He always says, do it now, because tomorrow doesn't exist in your book. And I asked, am I going to die? He said, it doesn't matter, do it today, because tomorrow you may not be able to do it. It's very serious. Imagine if Jesus, when people approached him, he said, come tomorrow. Jesus was very mindful. He was always in the present. The divine talisman means the present is a present. I remember teaching courses of mindfulness to people. And one of the most puzzling things about mindfulness is how can you be in the present when the present is not pleasant? Very hard. That's why many of us are not in the present, because we don't see the pleasantness. So then Mentor Joseph says, you need to seek the good to make it pleasant, and then you'll be mindful, cherishing the present. Why do we leave it for tomorrow? Because we're not living mindfully. When we do, Jesus says, when we're in the present, cherishing this very minute, knowing that this is the most precious moment, that I can't read this book tomorrow because tomorrow I don't know what's going to happen. I read it today, I start creating new life. When I say, tomorrow I'll clean my closet, today, because tomorrow may never come. Literally, may never come. Not in the way that we expect. The way we expect may never happen. If we talk to people who are in the Gaza Strip, they know how precious the present is. Because tomorrow, only God knows, literally. If you go to Ukraine today, who was recently attacked by Russia again, we will ask people, how present is the present? Because tomorrow is certainly unknown to us. So meditating on the preciousness of time, we have John tomorrow, we have Jesus. Jesus is inviting us to do more with the moment today. Seeking the good in the moment today. Tomorrow I can do this. Yes, you can, but today is the only day that we have. Only today. We only have today to do everything. That's a guarantee. Only this moment, not even today, this moment. The next moment, only God knows. Where we'll be with the people He wants us to be, here or there, anywhere, with these resources or other resources, things can change. So a year ends, and a new one is about to begin. From 1 to 3, we're going to 4. Finally, we're going to 4, which is better than 3, because 4 is more. What are we going to do more? Hopefully, a little more. We're going to make more effort. We're going to cherish the pain evolution. We're going to cherish the pain assistance, and we're going to surrender to pain expiation, knowing that it's a blessing to drain our disturbances through those experiences. But we're not going to stop working for the general good. To finalize, I'm going to show you a video that somebody in our center made based on a message Let me just find where's the video now. Okay, hold on. It's about the new year. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let us pay attention to this message as we wrap up this reflection.
Kardec Radio presents New Year, a message by Humberto de Campos through Chico Xavier from the book Pontos y Contos, Chapter 50.
When the zealous advisor arrived, leading the apprentice to the new experience, the home was celebrating the new year. Joyful music filled the house, festive flowers decorated the lavish table. Young people and children laughed, while old people drank wine in joy. The devoted friend hugged his ward and said,
"A new existence, my son, is like the new year. The heart is filled with the most beautiful hopes. The past is exchanged for the present. The soul rejoices in the blessed opportunity. Divine promises bloom in the heart. Time is the infinite treasure that the Creator grants to those whom He created. Do not forget, however, that the granting of a treasure is a vow of trust, and all trust translates into responsibility. The miser who restricts the circulation of values does as much harm to God's work as the spendthrift who dissipates them, forgetting sacred obligations. In this way, time is a loving benefactor and an impartial creditor simultaneously. On earth, most people have not yet come to understand it. The ignorant loses time. The mad kills time. The evil poisons time. The indifferent mocks time. The vain confuses time. The rogues deceive time. Criminals disturb time. The jokers laugh at time. The liars ridicule time. The fools forget time. The idle fights time. The tyrants abuse time. The ironic belittles time. The arbitrary dominates time. The rebels accuse time. The faithful workers take advantage of time. Time, however, my son, belongs to the Lord, and no one can subvert God's order. That is why, at the end of each existence, each person receives the divine asset as they used it. Therefore, take advantage of the new opportunity without forgetting your duty, convinced that no one will speak or act in the world in vain. People rush. Time waits. The first one tries. The second determines. If you reach the joy of starting over, you will also reach the day of getting it right. Remember that time will teach the ignorant. Time will nullify the mentally ill. Time will poison the evil ones. Time will mock the indifferent. Time will confuse the vain. Time will enlighten the rogue. Time will disturb criminals. Time will surprise jokers. Time will ridicule liars. Time will correct fools. Time will fight the idle. Time will hurt tyrants. Time will belittle the ironic. Time will arrest the arbitrary. Time will accuse the rebels. Time will compensate loyal workers.
The venerable old man fell silent. There was laughter at the domestic table, expectation in the candidate for reincarnation, fatherly smiles in the experienced elderly people. The wise man hugged his disciple again and said goodbye.
Do not forget that time is generous in its concessions and fair in its accounts. But go, my son, and fear not.
At that moment, like one, full of hope, entering the new year, the apprentice re-entered the wave of birth.
And here we are, born again, right? Reborn yet again. So, friends, as we are here together reflecting about the 10,000 blessings of 2023, let us not only count the blessings, but open our hearts for hope. Not expectation, hope. Hope in the certainty that God only provides what's best for us. Hope for us, hope for the world, hope for all. And let us maximize the use of our time for the benefit of everyone. Let us now use this time to continue receiving the blessings through the passes. Shall we, friends? We're going to dim the lights. Let us help one another now by visualizing the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists who are here. They are delivering the energy medicine that we need for the mind and the bodies. Their loving smiles radiate new hope and much unconditional love. Let us continue visualizing rays of healing light showering upon us. Flowers being given to us, flowers of healing. Let us smell the perfume of these flowers and allow its color to envelop us in renewal and strength. Let us visualize a beautiful field of lavender flowers that exists in the spiritual realm connected to the center. Let's visualize ourselves walking through the lavender fields with its healing content, inhaling this calming perfume that balances us, and visualizing the purple color of the flowers enveloping us from head to toe in divine light of healing and protection. Let us visualize Jesus, who is our best friend. He loves us deeply. He knows who we are. He's smiling to us in acceptance, unconditional love. He embraces us with so much love that we feel His melting inside of us. Let us feel His presence at this very moment. Let us feel Jesus, our best friend, visualizing Him in front of us with His loving heart, radiating so much love that we feel His warmth, healing, strengthening us, protecting us. Let us feel His presence deep in ourselves. Let us visualize one more time together. Visualize our homes. Let us visualize ourselves opening the door to Jesus and his team and welcoming him into our house and allowing him to cleanse our house, to pour his love into it, rescuing anyone who is in need of help. Let us visualize his loving heart radiating to our whole neighborhood, favoring everyone in both realms of life. Dear God, dear Jesus, dear guardian angels, we welcome you in our lives each and every day, and would like to thank you for your protection and guidance every moment of our lives. Please grant us the permission to be better each and every day, to work on ourselves and to serve. Learn to love everyone, our neighbors, our brothers and sisters in humanity. We know we need to be better, and we want to work on it until 2024. Help us be there for you, Jesus. Inspire us, bless us, so we can fulfill our will on earth. As you see, it isn't happening. That will happen one day when we achieve perfection. We would like to ask with this prayer also the blessings of patience, perseverance, to guide us to do the good and to do the good and to all our brothers and sisters in humanity to also receive the light of your love, your kindness, your patience, and so be it. All right, friends. We wish you a beautiful transition to the new year. Let's stay in touch and do more together. Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends.